So we've talked about ubiquitous computing and ubiquitous connectivity, I guess. Here's a chance to, I guess, go into the future and have a bit of a think about what this actually going to mean for society when ubiquitous computing, innovation, and connectedness is pervasive.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to note. Over the years, people with ideas have always found a way of getting groups and creating, and technology has always followed and have enabled this. I think the next step forward really is being able to connect devices to each other, connecting people to devices, and really having a really true flat world.
So that's the things like where you can get your pot plant to tweet you when it needs water.
Exactly, and we've had someone in IBM actually have their whole house twittering, right? So, but I'm talking about totally environmentally immersive scenarios. So virtual worlds is something that's pervasive quite now. We have corporations embracing that idea and conducting meetings in virtual worlds. I think the next step really is bringing this idea of virtual worlds and the physical world and objects to all interact with each other. So, for example, when I said having objects talk to each other, I mean in meta sense that, for example, a well in a remote village having sensors and then calling back home to some NGO, reporting back the levels of bacteria in sewage, and with a network of these NGOs will be able to track, the level of disease spread, the general health of the population, etc. Like that.
It's quite interesting. I've talked previously to people around data mining. As more and more information becomes available, that's ensuring that the information is aggregated and presented and displayed in ways that bring some meaning. And so your example with the well, there's however many billion wells in the world. When they're all creating information, how does that look?
So that's interesting. That our leaps and advances in technology have been great. When that first file disk was invented, it held about 5 megabytes. So that's enough to store a low-resolution scan of Mona Lisa. The IBM storage systems that we have currently are able to store very high-resolution scans of all the paintings in all the museums in this world. Right? So we see a massive leap in technology in that sense, and not just in terms of storage, but in terms of pure number crunching and performance. We've got the IBM Eugene systems, our power systems, are able to process huge amounts of computational data at very high speeds. And on top of that, all that marrying all this disparate systems are connectivity solutions, software solutions that are helping mine these data, present some sort of analytics to make sense of this data. So once again, when we talk about data, we're moving away from data, that harnessing information, actually gleaning some form of knowledge out of it.
Yeah, I guess it's finding meaning. I guess what's happening now is that we have technology and we have the real world in inverted commas. It's when data becomes so pervasive that it's part of the real world, and so it's finding meaning from all the relationships between data, between the real world, between us, between our peers. It's that level of pervasiveness.
Yeah, wouldn't it be wonderful if you were in a world where you could, at any given point, know everything about you, and if that wasn't the case, you were able to find out. A few years ago, if I wanted to find out details about an object, I'd have to wait till I was at a terminal that was connected to the internet, or before that, I'd have to go to the library. Now I'm able to, pull out my mobile device, go on to this thing called internet, and find out details about it. Would it be much better if, I had some sort of augmented reality, perhaps a sensor chip in my eye, and I could just turn that on, and it would recognize the object, and I could pull down all sorts of information about this particular object. So that level of connectivity of people and objects via this network of knowledge, I think, is really powerful.
Well, I guess there's a broader ethical issue around all of that in terms of our own personal lives and how much of that we want to be shared and those sorts of things. But that comes down to, I guess, individual control and of digital profile.
Yeah, and that's quite true. I mean, we've seen society as a whole changed over the years. We've had people who have been through the revolution of the steam train, We've been through yet another revolution where communication is instantaneous, and people demand instantaneous communication, and they demand knowledge. Right? So as we see society change, I think we'll see these ethical laws adopt themselves to suit the society at any given point. If I could be a cyborg, I would.
Yeah, we might like that one.
If I could be a cyborg, I would. Yeah.